One of the fun parts of my job is getting a chance to have a great conversation, a great cup of coffee with a good friend. How are you, sir?
Good morning.
Morning. I'm going to pick up from where we left off yesterday because a lot of people were actually made comment about the fact that we were talking about students, this whole student loan issue, interest rates potentially going up on them, and whether or not Congress or the president's going to take action to reduce the student loans interest rate. And you were like, we need to talk about this some more, and immediately picked right up on it. We were talking yesterday about the fact that so many students are starting off in debt, and it's taking so many years just to pay off that debt. Increasing the interest rate will take that much longer. That was the point yesterday. But you had a whole new point that you wanted to bring forward on the subject.
My biggest concern right now is there seems to be a trend towards the dumbing down of America. I mean, it's obviously been going on for a while.
Huh?
Yeah. I rest my case.
Okay.
So, to me, it's all kind of we're going to save money, and the way we're going to save money is we're going to get rid of education. We're going to cut back on this, we're going to cut back on that. They're only hurting themselves because we're actually taking that legacy, that desire for education away from our children.
I'm not going to disagree. As a matter of fact, what I think is really interesting is while the numbers of people going to college are increasing, the percentage who actually finish their degrees, so they are prepared to go into the workforce, is a totally different number and much lower than what I think most people believe.
Right.
I'm not sure where to lay the blame, though. I've heard two stories. One is people went into college not really understanding what college is supposed to be.
Right.
And the other one is that it is actually the cost of education. And when young people who are smart will start doing a breakdown of the cost of their education and how many dollars they are in debt by the time they get out, they're kind of going, this may not be the smartest move depending upon their chosen field.
Right. So unless you're a doctor or a lawyer or something that's going to, or an engineer, something that's going to make big bucks, what's the point? Because there's so many other jobs that you can get, such as say for example, something in the computer field. A lot of these kids know enough to go into the computer field in high school because they just know computers. They're on computers all the time. So why should I go to a school, get a degree when I can just I can learn enough about computer graphics to actually start my own business, or to go into a business that uses computers? It's amazing.
And it's a great thing that they're taking a look at and trying to balance it out. Like you're saying, your chosen profession, maybe not every chosen profession requires a degree. But at the same time, I'm also thinking to myself, another lost opportunity because of nothing more than economics. Because an 18-year-old to a 22, 23-year-old changes so much in those 5 years. They have an opportunity to grow up, to be an adult, to make adult decisions. Chances are they're going to mess them up a little bit, but they're still in some type of a controlled environment, and it's an easy transition. They've been in academics since they were in first grade going all the way through.
Well, remember, in the old days, going to college served a lot of purposes. Not only were we educating people to go out into the workforce, but it also had that socialization element.
Right.
And now that we're taking away that socialization element, I think you're seeing a lot of issues, race relations, cultural relations. You're seeing people are getting more and more segmented because they don't get that socialization like they used to get when they were going through high school and college, especially college, where you really had an opportunity to express ideas and hear other people's ideas and have to defend your ideas, in that kind of environment. And I really think that's one of the issues that's going on right now. You got guys, if they're not going to college now, they're not getting that education. They're not getting that socialization. They don't understand there's other cultures. They don't even understand about traveling to other countries. They don't want to do that. They just want to stay right in their little small hometown and have that comfort zone.
I would have to say this. I don't know what your experience was in college, Dirk, but mine was this. If I remember nothing else, I remember that I learned to listen, and I learned to listen to other people's ideas.
Correct.
That to me was probably the most exciting part about it. All of a sudden I was understanding that there was a perspective out there that was completely different from mine, and that education, just learning about people, was probably the greatest things that I took away from college.
Well, that in the aspect of, if I have an opinion and I express
Yes.
my opinion,
Yes.
I also have to be able to defend my opinion, because now you've got people just as smart as you that are saying, okay, I don't agree with your opinion, here's my opinion. You have to defend that opinion, and I think a lot of kids aren't used to that. They're used to hanging around in their own clique where everybody agrees with them. You go to college, it's not like that.
So now it still comes down to the cost, right? And whether
Right.
whether they can do it. You know, I do. I honestly believe that they'll make the right choices. I really do hope that they keep the interest rate down for these students, and that they have an opportunity to really develop their education and to develop their education and to be able to succeed at life in their chosen profession.
I just want us to stop making college as an industry. We need to make it so that it's more accessible for kids, that they can afford it, and that they can use it.
Very good. That's it for today on Let's Talk News Now. I'm Rick Singer. We'll be back tomorrow. See you then.